Hey guys, so I'm here with a video that's a little bit different to what I usually do. I want to share my Project Life baby album with you guys. Excuse me. So this is the album I've been working on for my second son. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's a lot of fun and I can't believe it, he's almost half a year old already. So I mean, the year is flying by, and in another 6 months I'm going to be finished with this album completely, which is crazy because I feel like I just started it. But it is really, really full. It's getting, it's kind of starting to overflow, so I'm hoping I'll be able to keep the whole thing in the one album, but I'm not sure if I will because it is really, really full. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through how I set my baby album up. I am not new to Project Life, but I've only done a couple of albums, but I do really enjoy it, and I think my process is really simple and easy, and I think that's the great thing about Project Life. So this is my title page, and all I've done for my title page is put his birth date, the year, his name, and some pictures from our maternity photo shoot, so before he was born, because I began this album before he was born, when I was pregnant, and so I did this page before he was born. And then the second page I just put some scrapbook paper to kind of fill out this page, and I use this card from the Neutral Baby Core Kit, just to write, just to fill in, this album was compiled for you with love by Mummy, and all of that stuff. I just put a W for Ren on that card because I thought it looked cute. And so the first page here is his birth record, and it's got details of when he was born and all that kind of stuff, but after that we go into the pregnancy. So this page is one of the ones that I am kind of half finished. It's the family tree, so I filled it in, but I think I'd like to put some photos on it, and I've got this Project Life card that says random things about your grandparents. I would like to maybe include that somewhere on the page, I'm not sure yet, so this is kind of a work in progress. This page I put in things about finding out we were pregnant. We found out on Christmas Eve in 2014, so I wrote him a little letter when we found out, and I put in our CD from our first ultrasound, and just did some journaling about doctor's appointments and the ultrasound. And the next page is another little layout about pregnancy, so I've got some of my pregnancy symptoms and cravings, and just my thoughts at the time, some names that we kind of liked, and I've got this seed packet of the poppy because he was due in August, and poppy is the August birth flower. And then I cut this piece of my calendar out from August and circled the date that he was due, just to put that in there. Then I've got this little envelope that is from Becky Higgins' Project Life line, I guess. And inside I've just popped some extra belly or bump photos because I only wanted to have one layout of bump photos. This is his album, and I didn't really want to have a ton of belly photos all through it, so I did this one layout, which is really simple. Every couple of weeks I just took a photo of my belly. Yeah, as you can see, I was pretty small, and then at the end I just was massive at the very end. Oh my goodness. But yeah, he was born the day after his due date. I went into labour on his due date, so he was right on time. And I didn't embellish this page at all either. I did all the numbers on an app on my phone, and that just, yeah, completely simple to do. Oh, and obviously I wore the same outfit in each photo, just so you can kind of see the growth really clearly. I'm just going to quickly check I'm still filming because sometimes I went to film a video and I have to climb up to see. Yes, am I? Yes, I am. Yeah, sometimes I went to film a video and realized that at the very end of it, oh, I didn't even film majority of that video, so that sucks when that happens. Anyway, this layout is kind of the time capsule page. I just chose some of the cards that I kind of liked to include in it. Some of them I didn't really feel the need for too much, but it was a fun page to do. And it's also a mix of the time capsule cards that come in the core kit, and some of the other cards on this side are just more pregnancy related, so preparing for you, your first doctor, mum's doctor, feeling you move, other names we considered, and all that kind of stuff. So pregnancy related stuff, time capsule stuff. And then I did fill out, that's my computer. Yeah, I did fill out a couple of extra cards, and I just slipped them behind some of the other cards with a tab. I was going to take them out completely because I didn't really like them that much, and I wanted to switch them, but I thought that since I already filled them out, I'd just slip them behind and add some little tabs. It adds a little bit of extra interest as well. So the next page is a little layout I did about some DIY projects I did, and I did with my older little boy. So I made a baby quilt. There's a picture of him helping me work in the scrapbook. I made a floral crown for our maternity chute, and I made some little bunnies. I call them brother bunnies. So there's one for Leg and one for the baby, who's now Ren. And then there's some pictures of Leg at the doctor's. We're waiting for one of my checkups, so included that there. Then I've got one of these big Project Life pockets, and this one's just got the ultrasound from, I think I was like 20 weeks or something. How far was I? I don't know. 20-week scan when you find out the sex, and we found out there was a boy. So that day I went and took some pictures of my little boy with a helium balloon in blue, just to announce that we were having a boy, and I just did a little bit of journaling and included some pictures from the ultrasound. It's kind of funny because it's a picture of, well, it's a picture of his boy parts, proving that he's a boy. It was very clear that he was a boy, so there was no doubt he was a boy. The next page is a page about preparing for him, so preparing his room. He shares with his brother. Well, they pretty much just share with mum and dad now in our bed at night, but you know, they do share a room. They have all their toys together and stuff. So picture of the bassinet that we got, and a picture of this little comforter elephant blankie thing that Leia picked out at the shops for him, and also a picture of the bag that I got. I spoilt myself with a new nappy bag because I was going to need to carry around so much more stuff with 2 kids. So the next page is this little mini page, and it's just, I've just printed out a little update at 34 weeks. My tummy was measuring small, so I had a growth scan, I think, at 34 weeks, so I just included the update there. And then the next page is a layout on his name, so choosing his name, and I just did, I guess it's kind of A4 size, an A4 size layout. I took this photo of some things that I laid out on the floor. So the pregnancy tests that we did, there's 3 of them, a calendar with August and the poppy seeds, and his first ultrasound, and just a couple of other things we'd collected for him. So I do try and include some full page layouts in this book, even though I don't feel like I'm very good at them. I think it's nice to like mix it up and have different size pages as well. So on this page it's just a little bit of journaling about choosing his name to go with the layout. Then at 37 weeks I have another update. So I actually ended up in hospital at 37 weeks. And I think, well, we're pretty sure that the reason I ended up in hospital was unrelated to the pregnancy. but I still included it in this album because I was kept in, like, to make sure I didn't have preeclampsia and stuff. So without going into that too much, I wanted to document it, and I felt like this was the place to document it. And then I have the envelope with the growth scan from 34 weeks back here. Then I did a couple of pages that are meant to kind of introduce the baby to the family. So this is the maternity shoot my sister did for us. She's an amazing photographer. So I did the first page as kind of just like a title page with some of my favourite photos of us as a family, and I wrote us on the Our Family card. And then after that, I introduced us one by one. So there's dad, mum, some cards about mum, some cards about dad, and then brother. This is the card I made for brother because there was no cards that were generically, you know, your brother or your sister. So I just made my own for him. A card about our family. It says Our Family Now. You write name, age, and a little thing about them. So those are really cute cards to include, I thought. And you might be wondering why this one's up the wrong way, and that's because I actually got my partner to fill it out, and yeah, we made a little bit of a mistake. I didn't explain thoroughly enough what he had to do. But yeah, so the next page after that is page about where we live. So I probably should have covered that up. That's my address. Some things about dad, some things about mum, and then on the other page is kind of it's a story of us, and I used it for a page about mum and dad together as a couple, just to kind of introduce him to his parents, I guess. And then the last page, I just did a completely photo heavy layout of some extra photos that I wanted to include. So it did take up quite a few pages, but I liked the idea of it, and I really wanted to document these pictures because I loved them so much. The next page is about the baby shower. So I put an envelope with some cards from the baby shower. So this is our second baby. I was not at all expecting to have a baby shower, but we came home to visit our family, and they threw us a small little surprise shower with just a few friends in our family, and it was perfect. So I just put some of the wrapping paper and ribbon. I made sure to take photos of the balloons and the food that was there, and just did a little bit of journaling about that. And now we come to the fun part, which is when the baby is actually born. So this is a picture of the first time I got to hold him right after he was born. A couple of days after he was born, I got his footprints. They're pretty good footprints, I reckon, and I got my partner to help me because it's really hard when you've got a newborn. They just want to like curl up into a ball, but they turned out pretty good. I took a screenshot of my contractions when I was in labour, so I knew I was in labour, and I told my partner to go to sleep because it was night time, and I knew I was in labour. I wanted to get some sleep before we had to go to the hospital. So at sort of 1:30ish, I started to think, yeah, we better get to the hospital because it's about an hour away. So I took a screenshot of those, and then just wrote in some of these birth facts and included his little birth hospital bracelets, which were actually anklets because they were around his feet. And then in this pocket, I will open this one up. This one's just kind of got ephemera from the hospital and some cards that we got. So there's a little thing where they measure the baby, measure the head, and his birth announcement from the hospital, my card from the pregnancy with all the checkup details. Then I have this little booklet, which is just like when I booked into the hospital, just like a little information booklet. And then I even kept a menu from the hospital. So the day he was born, we actually went home the same day he was born because I just prefer it. I don't like staying in the hospital, but I kept some ephemera because I'm a scrapbooker. I was like, I'm gonna keep that, even though I didn't even eat lunch there, I don't think. But I also have a couple of cards of congratulations. So those are all in the envelope. And then over here I have a big picture of my son when he was actually a couple of weeks old in this photo, but it was the best photo I had that I could blow up big. I would have liked to have one from the day he was born, but it wasn't really possible. The ones I had weren't good quality, so we live so far from our family. My sister took this for us a couple of weeks later. I typed out my birth story, and then over here is just some pictures from the day he was born, just in the hospital. So, and I've done a timeline of sort of from when I began going into labour to when we brought him home. So we left the hospital at 2 a.m. and then he was born at 5:23 and we were home at 1:30 p.m. So just to kind of give him an idea of how things went. So I'm still documenting here the first day, as you can tell, and there's just a few little details that I wanted to document. And some of these, I think both of these photos are in the hospital, and then when you come over here, these photos are when we brought him home. And so it's all just a bit of journaling. There's a bringing you home card from the baby call kit. Did I mention I used the neutral baby call kit because I preferred the colours, just the yellows and the greys, as opposed to the blues for the boys. So then when he was maybe 1 or 2 days old, I took the boys outside to take some photos myself, because, as I said, we live so far from family. My sister is a photographer, so she takes all our photos for us, luckily enough, but I wanted to make sure I had some of when he was so new and fresh, so I just did them myself. And they're not great, but I'm happy that I have them. And then this little layout is just kind of some of his first. So I've got first shopping and first bath, which he absolutely loved. So we went grocery shopping for the first time when he was 5 days old. Next layout is just some more journaling, some more pictures of when he was so new. I think he was only a couple of days old in these photos, and you can see Big Brother loves him to bits already, so I was just journaling about that. This is a little card from his screening, his hearing screening, so I kept that. Then I've got another full page layout of when he finally got to meet the family. So picture of my nana, which is his great nana, and him. This is all the first times they got to hold him. So my mother-in-law holding him, and my partner's little sister, my two gorgeous sisters, and of course we both have big families, so there's lots of other family members that I didn't get to document on this page, but still wanted to include that. And then the next page is another layout of some of the photos that my sister took for us again. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory, that one. I just wanted to do a layout with some of my favourite pictures that she took. And then again, same thing, photos that she took of me, Layak and Bren. So my partner was actually away for work when he was a couple of weeks old, so unfortunately he's not in these photos. My sister came to visit me at that time. Then we get into the fun part. My favourite part is the monthly layout. So what I decided to do from here on out is each month I'll do one layout, which is a double page spread, and I'll keep it the same. So this side's always the same. I've got the title card, I've got these monthly cards by Kaisercraft, and then I've got this month's stats, and then I've got this dot point. I've made these little dot point cards of things that are happening that month or things that he's learning that month. The rest is for photos. I do one big photo where I take the same photo each month, where he's on the same background and he's got this bunny that I made and the blocks that I made. So I do this every month to kind of see how he grows. On the back of that, I keep a calendar. So this is really easy for me to do because he was born on the 29th. So each month is a new month really, and it's easy. If your baby was born sort of in the middle of the month, it might not be so easy to do something like this, but but for me it was, luckily, because I really like how it turned out, and I just kind of fill in the things that are sort of relevant to him. So any appointments or anything that he was included in, I put on the calendar. And then I also have these little stickers, which are milestone stickers, and I got these in a bag from the hospital when I checked in, and you were meant to stick them on this timeline thing, and I decided to just use the stickers and use them in here instead, because I thought that would be cool to kind of mark off the milestones that way. So then the only other thing that's the same about the layouts each time is the highlights and milestones this month card, which I keep in this little pocket every single time. So as you see, here's a 2-month spread. It's the same, so same layout. I've just included a bit of packaging from some clothes. I cut this out of a tag, and then a photo of him. I've got these little dividers. This one says 2 for 2 months, and then the calendar again, and then again same layout. So this just makes it really simple for me and really quick for me to do, and I also like that it's organized, and kind of for each month I can go straight back to the same place. I know exactly where to find information if I needed to or wanted to find that information. It just keeps it consistent. And then, so again, same thing, 3 months old, exact same layout, just photos of him, some first smiles, calendar again, and yeah, same thing, pictures of him and his brother. And also you might notice that my embellishing is quite flat, so I use like washi tapes and stuff. I don't really go overboard with embellishments, partly because I don't have a lot of embellishments, and also because this album is already so full, and I don't want to do too much that I have to put it into 2 albums. I'm really trying not to put it into 2 albums, but I think I may still have to. So 4 months old, I think this is the last layout that I've done, yes. This one was the month of December, so I haven't printed the big photo out yet. I've just got a little one there to remind me. I've got more clothing tags there, and then because this was December and it was Christmas time, I added an extra little page for Christmas. So on this page I just documented our Christmas tree at home, did a bit of journaling, and then on the back is actual Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We went back home to visit family. We took all our presents and put them under their tree, so that was a lot of presents because we've got a big family, and just did some journaling about that. Picture of him on his first Christmas and all the family on Christmas morning. And then I kept one of the tags that I had made for his presents, and I just tied it with the twine from the presents as well. I just thought that was a cool little extra bit of interest. And then there's another little insert page here where I put some wrapping paper. My nana has used this wrapping paper every single year for as long as I can remember. She doesn't go shopping anymore, so she must have a good stock of this, so I wanted to keep it in there. And then there's just pictures of him with the family on Christmas. Him by Layak, that's actually Layak. And then there's Wren under the tree at our house and some more wrapping paper. And then again, same layout there, and I think that's all I'm up to. So he's 5 months old. Now I've already got a photo ready to go. I'm just waiting for some photos to come in the mail, and then I'm going to do this page as soon as they come. I seriously look forward to doing it. I enjoy it so much. But you can see I already have the pages laid out. The cards that I know they're going there are already there, and it just makes the process so easy and so doable for me. And so I've laid out the pages for the rest of the year until 12 months old, so they're ready to go. And then I have put in this page, which is also slowly just becoming finished on its own as I go, and it's just a smaller version of each of those photos, so you can actually see and compare them against each other. So this is going to fit perfectly. 12 months will be here, and you'll be able to see how much he's changed in that time. So then at the back I'll probably just do like a year in review or something, or write him a letter on his first birthday to include in the back. So that is how I have done my Project Life Baby album. I love it. I enjoy it so much, and I love looking through it. And Leik has an album like this, and he loves going through his. So yeah, they're just really, really fun to do. So if you have any questions about anything, you know what to do, just leave me a comment. I will get back to you, and I hope you have enjoyed this video. So see you guys next time. Bye!